Left-hand side, the blue Terran player representing Fantastic Four here in this tournament. It is Special. Going up against the red Terran player to the bottom right-hand side of the map. Give it up if you're cheering on MMA. Okay, so MMA, obviously the newest pickup of Team Expert, and it'll be interesting to see him play. I remember him playing back in Season 4 in our opening night of the Season 4 of the Team League. Axiom Esports against Root Gaming, and MMA was on a bit of a turn until Cats came in and actually beat MMA with some kind of crazy roach mutinitis thing. It was insane. Like, this was probably one of the tournaments or games I remember forever. Like, the map was like Secret Spring or something, that stupid map. Oh, it was so sick. Anyways, that was my biggest memory of MMA in the Team League. Great to have him back here playing the semi-finals of Season 7 as we go and get this going. Let's see what's going to happen. Cheer 100 in the chat from Green MC saying, "Go Team Expert, hashtag on fire." On fire. As we do see Special is already opening up with a mind game of his own. Barracks behind the mineral line. Both these players looking to play the one base initially with a double gas setup right from the get-go. And with the barracks coming down on each side, we are just going to be seeing kind of, you know, Reapers and so on. Neither play SCV Scout, so this little kind of mind game here from Special is not actually going to work. This fake proxy, like, oh yeah, look at me, I'm proxying you. As we are going to be seeing this factory on the way up and getting ready to go. Alright, so first Reaper is going to be popping out in a moment or two. Factories finishing up on either side shortly as well. We're just waiting to see just what the choices are. Double Reaper would definitely be the most common way to go about this, and already a second Reaper starting up here from MMA and from Special. And then the question is, well, with the way this is set up, I mean, do you go straight for a Cyclone? Do you go for a Hellion first? I guess we'll see how this goes. The Factory's going to finish up, and the Cyclone now starting up here from Special to get going. I'm just going to be seeing the NCV from MMA coming down, so he's actually getting ready to expand without a starport, as is Special. So both of these guys just mirroring each other at the moment, just kind of going for this kind of, you know, unit by unit, building by building, matching each other with the CCs as well, as the first Reapers even sat in the same position on each side of the map. So a couple of Reapers up the ramp here, a couple of Reapers coming over from MMA right now, as they are going to be coming over to the left side and seeing if you can maybe start to get some aggression done in the next couple of moments. What's up, Play Me, by the way? He just comes in with the Twitch Prime sub. How you doing? Thank you so much for subscribing. Get some Wardy Hearts to the chat, please, for Play Me. Thank you for your support. Appreciate it, yo. And let's see some Wardy Hearts up in here. As we're going to see this SCV getting picked off. As we're going to be seeing these two Reapers and a Cyclone from Special coming across to chase the Cyclone of MMA down, which is a little bit of an issue. Well, this Cyclone is actually just going to go down at the end as it tries to get up to the high ground, as we are going to see that SCV getting picked off once again. As we're going to be seeing this barrack swapping away from the reactor and the Factory dropping down on it. This is already a problem for MMA. I mean, he's got this next Cyclone up, but still having some issues, and finally, just finally, his Reaper's going down the other side of the map. Well, he's actually got a two-worker lead at the moment, but down heavily in army supply, allowing Special to maybe hit some sort of a timing in the near future, as you are still seeing this command center being delayed. Both players taking some delays on this CC. We're going to see MMA coming down to fight this once again. Wants to really target down that Cyclone more so than anything else. The grenades will help, though. Blast it backwards. Cyclone goes down. Now the Reapers cannot continue to fight. MMA continue to repair, but so many SCVs off the line for so long. And the income in this stage of the game for both players has been somewhat even. Oh, now another Cyclone comes in. There's another Cyclone to defend from MMA, though, and that is going to keep him alive here. As we now see Special reacting out those Cyclones, with MMA going up to a third CC. He's trying to react to Cyclones as well, but a supply block, a heavy supply block at that, for a moment or two, but then he did finish up the CC, so he gets out of it. Obviously, that's why he was supply blocked. Maybe not expecting the CC to, you know, expecting the CC to have been done at this point. And of course, in this scenario, it was not. Again, those two Reapers are just causing such chaos right now because they really turn the tides of a battle. They just do that little bit more. Those grenades go a long way. So you're going to see those Cyclones pulling all the way back as far as they can to start getting repaired. But these SCVs will not out-repair these Cyclones. And that means that all of a sudden MMA is down a Cyclone. And now he's about to be down too, as the SCV's blocking the Cyclone from actually targeting down the lower health one here. And SCV's continue to drop special with the Cyclone so far has definitely put himself into a very good position. As the MMA comes in with 2 new Cyclones of his own, and he will be able to clean those up without losing anything else. But then he runs back into new Cyclones of special, and special just has so much momentum right now that MMA just can't stabilize. The faster third CC will definitely help in the long run, but is it even going to get a chance to really come into play here as those 2 Cyclones locking onto this orbital, pushing it around? And I mean, it's just taken down and just going to try and come back down to the low ground, I guess, and just land here once again. But then, what, he's going to take more damage again? He's just going to land and then lift up to cancel the lock-on, or not even sure. Anyways, 2 more Cyclones from MMA, but I think you guessed it. Special comes in from the center and is able to keep on pushing those 2 Cyclones away down to the bottom right. MMA doing a fantastic job so far. Here is 2 more Cyclones from both players coming into play here as you see a few more SCVs just returning minerals to this orbital. This orbital, which is getting dangerously low, by the way. It's just going to be seeing those Cyclones coming in once again. One of the Cyclones of MMA push back, lifts up here, and we are going to be seeing another Cyclone dropping down. The Cyclones lock on again, and we are just going to be seeing a couple more of these Cyclones continue to drop, but that looks as though it's going to be it, because MMA just does not have enough to stabilize at all. And now Special is up 14, 15, 16 workers and counting, still increasing, as we're going to be seeing the lock on as he, I mean, just scans, I guess, to see what's there. Either way, Special has won the Cyclone war, as we're going to be seeing him come up this ramp and continue to chase down a couple more SCVs, and that's going to be GG. Special takes game 1 of the best of 7 all-kill series, and he is in the lead. To the top left-hand side, our blue Terran player. Let's hear it if you're going to be cheering on Special and the Fantastic Four. He's going up against the red Terran player at the bottom right-hand side of the map. It is Bjorn. I just didn't want to say his name again. Just didn't know if I was worthy. Barracks coming into play here out the front on the top of this ramp, and we're going to be seeing the refinery coming down behind it. Let's see what the openings are going to be. Here on Neon Violet Square, it's much more possible to get into an opening which is a lot more sort of like, you know, macro focused, expanding early. Although right now we see already a second gas from Special, so you will focus on units here a little bit in these early stages. As across the map, this barracks is just over halfway done, and that's going to be finishing up to allow, well, Bjorn to come down for an expansion here. He doesn't have a second gas, so he will be able to afford this expansion in the next few moments, and that's going to be happening in a moment or two. So Rack's about to finish, and well, it's up to Special then to do some damage here to slow down the aggressive sort of setup for, you know, the economic setup of Bjorn. He wants to slow that down. He wants to pick away at an SCV or 2. As we will see, this command center going to get thrown down on the natural expansion. So Bjorn just double checking this kind of corner of the map here as well, just to make sure nothing's going to happen. Make sure he isn't actually going to be proxied. And then he does start up that CC on location on the low ground. Special coming down the left with this SCV across over towards the bottom right to see what is going to be going on here. As we do have that CC just starting up. Factory going to be finishing up very soon as well. And Reaper, second one on the way out as well. Although right now, of course, Special doesn't have SCV scout in these games as we saw in the last game. And he isn't doing so once again, as he will actually open with the proxy starport this time. So a very different build to what he just did against MMA. That starport coming down on the south side, and will begin set to throw some aggression towards this mineral line already. Try and slow Bjorn down quite heavily at this stage of the game. Reaper and a Marine just sat up the ramp and just sat there for the moment, as we do see the Hellion coming out of the factory. Second Reaper about to finish. And there's a couple of units going to start moving across the map right now. Going out and away through the center towards the bottom right. See what they can get up to. Second Hellion on the way up right now from Bjorn. Well, first Hellion, actually, sorry, of course, his factory is just so heavily delayed from the fact that he took the expansion earlier. Now, of course, is where the opportunity is for Special to maybe come in and get some damage done, especially if there's Liberator on the way up, because that starport isn't even finished just yet, and there isn't even a Cyclone started. A Special comes up this ramp already. A Reaper goes down, and Marine goes down. And he's going to come in now. He's going to start chasing that Hellion, but he gets blocked off. That depot raises just in time, and Bjorn will defend this. Using the high ground advantage, he actually takes the advantage of health on the Hellion, which goes a long way as well. Cyclone on the way up, the starport about to finish, which we'll look for Viking pretty much as soon as possible, because that Liberator is on the way out, and that's going to be Very, very powerful. So Liberator going to be coming in towards this mineral line in just a moment or two. As we do see the Hellion, the Reaper, the Cyclone coming in towards the middle now. And there's that Liberator Siege, and Bjorn has to start pulling his SCVs away to see what he can, just to minimize the damage and just to wait until he can find some sort of answer to this, which is currently the Marines and now the Cyclone as well. Will lock on, and Special doesn't quite know where to go. He is not expanding behind this, really? Wow, okay, so no expansion behind this for Special. He's still being aggressive at the front, but Beyond with that Beyond Micro picks up this Hellion, nicely done. Reaper and a Cyclone still down on this low ground here, as we do see another Cyclone Special coming through the middle of the map to see what he can get set up next. As Reaper and the Cyclone from Special going to join up too in the center, and just going to be seeing the well, just going to be seeing the Marines and the Hellion just working their way through this starport. Banshee's on the way up. Banshee coming up right now is going to be seeing the starport being denied, but now the natural CC of Bjorn being delayed. But again, Special very late on this expansion, as we're going to be seeing the Liberator again all the way around the right hand side here. Cyclones locking on again. We're going to see these couple of Cyclones coming in finally from Bjorn to be able to push this away. And we are going to be you can be seeing the starport and the tech lab picked off as well. Well, then in this case then, I guess in the end, Special, did he do enough? Well, 32 workers apiece would generally look as though it's been okay for Special. He's a little bit down in army supply, still a little worried about his CC not being finished completely, but he does have a third CC coming up already, and that is going to be faster than Bjorn, so that is something that Bjorn will have in his own favor. Now, Bjorn has been loving the ability to play against, the ability to play kind of against, I guess, kind of, or play as Bio lately. He's been always playing Bio on the TVTs that I've casted of him. I'd be very surprised to see him play Mech, whereas Mech definitely is something I could see Special moving towards here for this matchup. Cloak on the way up, and we're going to be seeing this factory building another siege tank now. We're going to be seeing a couple more Marines on the way out of the barracks, and we're just going to be seeing again the Cyclones continue to come up towards the upper left-hand side. Marines, Cyclones, a Hellion, and a Medevac. Well, this is an interesting attack from Bjorn. He does outnumber the Cyclones, well, he does outnumber the Cyclones just because of the number of Marines he has, I think. But there is going to be just too much from Special. Cyclones are a little bit too good there, and he is going to force the lift up, and then the lock on, which doesn't quite get the Medevac, but it forces the drop off. But it only trades out one more Cyclone for a Cyclone as well. If you got that Cyclone for free, that maybe would have been a lot better, of course. As we will now see this Liberator coming over to the right hand side here, and a third command center setting up as well, just on the natural. Liberator trying to come around the top as well here and just see what else might be happening. Marines still gathering just north of this position. This Banshee pulling back a little bit as well. +1 attack upgrade coming in on the engineering bay, as we're going to be seeing the siege tanks continue to come on into play. A couple more barracks coming on in. And you can see this armory building up as well here from Special with a third CC coming in towards this upper left hand side. Yes, we are casting this series from a replay, guys. I've said it about 5 times already since we started this series about 15 minutes ago. This series is a replay because we were not able to cast when the players were able to play. Did you see Hellion coming around the right? +1/+1 upgrades. And there's going to be seeing the stim pack coming on through as well. And you're just going to be seeing the siege tank, the Viking, on the way up. The barracks going to lift off of the reactor. And this next factory just going to be dropping onto it as well in a moment or two. So Banshee comes in though from beyond and starts to pick away at a few of these SCVs. So a few SCVs going down, but the Cyclones lock on with the scan. There's just no getting out of there. So sacrifices the Banshee for a couple more workers, as we are going to be seeing about the equal worker count still. As we've seen back Mech versus Bio, the classic kind of clash of TVT here getting into play. Going to be seeing this, whatever that was up here. I think just a Medevac Hellion, actually. I think he went down. Special still poking and brewing with some of these units to see what else he can do. A few Hellions still sat in towards the center. Cyclone as well to see what else is, to see what else they can get up to now. Community current over towards the left-hand side. Armory on the way up in the main base as well. We're just going to be seeing the 1-1 upgrades continue to come in here from Bjorn. His stem's about to finish. The combat shield's coming up. He's going to be set up quite nicely to really just play from this point on. Just needs to defend against these Hellions Rimbais. Well, this Hellion Rimbai is going to get right into the mineral line. Alrighty, a bunch of these SCVs starting to go down. So a bunch of SCVs dropping there. Those Hellions do get picked off. Now we are going to be seeing again this bio continue to gather up towards the right-hand side as that Liberator sieges, and we are going to be seeing the Viking coming in and able to push its way through that Liberator and all the way up to the top side of the map. Off and away it goes. So the Liberator gets destroyed right there, and as that Liberator gets picked off, we'll see a Cyclone of Special starting coming down the left-hand side as well. Two more factories currently coming into play here from Special, as we do see the Infinity Pre-Ignite again set up too. I mean, just everything for the mech play. But bio, here we go. The bio of Beyond is starting to move out across in towards the center of the map. Moving in towards the middle and see what it can do. As we're going to be seeing a little bit of a stem forwards. And we've seen this Cyclone gets picked off here nice and quickly. Bio getting set up to see what it can do. Being set up in towards the main base here. Special begins to pick off a few of these Hellions. Now coming up the left-hand side, we're going to be seeing the Cyclone going to get picked away at as well. Oh no, it's actually going to get away somehow. Well, Special sets up his siege tanks. It's very difficult for Beyond to attack into these three bases because the third base is obviously tucked away in the back, right? So it's very difficult to get into that location. Tanks cover it so easily. What Beyond could do is siege up over here and actually get rid of this base. Which it looks as though he will do in the next moment or so, but, well, actually, okay, he does get the cancel nice and easily in the end. Just going to be seeing those tank Cyclones, Vikings still gathering together. 2-2 upgrades currently on the way out of these engineering bases. We do have the bio still coming up the right-hand side as well. Just mining away here still, as we're going to be seeing the vehicle plating continue to come up right now in the army. So +2 vehicle weapons, +1 vehicle plating. All coming into play as we see again some extra Hellions continue to come out. And Vikings, Hellions, and tanks starting to move onto the map here. As you see a whole chunk of bio starting to push in towards the center. You can see maybe what it can do as we see to the left-hand side Beyond his position as well. He's got two different armies at the moment. And that's what you kind of need against a mech play. You need to be able to outmaneuver him, outposition him, be in multiple places at the same time. Otherwise, you're not going to have a brilliant time overall. As you do see those Hellions coming all the way up the top. I'm looking to see just where they can go now. Bio again over to the right, and more bio over to the left-hand side. There's a few Hellions just going to be able to run by. And Beyond apparently didn't pick up on that, as he... Well, does he? Yeah, he is sending a few more units around the side, so he looks as though he'll get into position. He's going to move his fourth base into an orbital as well. Obviously, just very comfortable that he can defend without the need of a planetary, as he does at the same time now siege up on this left-hand side here. Special doesn't find a way to really push through this choke point into this. Obviously, the Liberators could maybe change that, and Beyond realizes it. He's going to siege those tanks immediately, lifts them up, and gets them out of there, even with so many Vikings nearby. Beyond, so cheeky sometimes it feels with his plays, as he just seems to save things that should never really be saved. And still bio up towards the top to see what else it can do. Just going to be seeing a couple of lips to the left-hand side here. Are going to be able this time to get the tank kill. Yes, they do. It will. And the Vikings get the medevacs as well. So this time Beyond being pushed a little bit for being out on this left-hand side here. And as you just see, the couple of tanks will keep most units away as well. Beyond going to drop in towards the main base now. So into the main he goes, starting to unload. And a lot of this bio going to start dealing a lot of damage. Hellback goes down. A couple more Hellions going to get picked away at as well. And the missile turret up to the top side also going down in this. And well, those supply depots are continuing to drop right now too. Meanwhile, these tanks are dropping on top of tanks here of Björn. And actually, Björn is actually going to be able to get rid of a couple of tanks of Special on this fourth base. Still fine over here. There's no tanks in position to get rid of these units just yet, so they're just chipping away at the outskirts of the base. Slowly making progress, while Björn's also over here, and he's going to pick off even more siege tanks. Björn is all over the shop right now, and Special's struggling to deal with it. Lifting up these couple of units now to dive in towards this back mineral line. Again, just finding more damage. This tank is firing away on this factory, on this planetary fortress as well. Special going to send a few units across the map to counter, but Beyond still has more reinforcements coming out, and he has plenty to deal with this little Hellion run by. I mean, a couple of tanks right away are going to be able to get rid of one Hellion before it hits the mineral line. Obviously, one Hellion's not enough to really stop the mineral run by going down, but it's already a start. As we are going to see those Hellions picked off. Vikings to the right side, and we are going to be seeing the medevac getting picked off. A couple of these... a couple couple of these tanks getting shots off. And now there's a few SCVs that just went down there as they clumped up on that mineral patch. And Bjorn is still holding that left-hand side while pushing in the center, continuing to hold this position now. Pushing forwards once again. Hellions and tanks taking some more damage. And Bjorn is doing a great job of this here. And as we are going to be seeing the Vikings still, though, looking for some medevac pickoffs. Special slowly starting to push down through the center. There's still a good amount of tanks here to stop this push into the left-hand side natural. This is still stopping that for the moment. And just going to be seeing those medevacs coming up to the top. But Vikings going to intercept Bjorn. He's just going to have to unload, but he doesn't lose anything. There's a scan from a special. We'll see it loading up again, and those Vikings are going to continue moving over. A couple units left behind. A special continues his march down the right side of the map. Bjorn now using these units on the left to come back over here to get ready to position himself to run in from a couple of different angles. So some opportunities right now to make something happen as this army is still pushing down the right. And here we go. Bjorn is going to come in from a couple of different angles, but the tanks are sieging. Oh, but he doesn't stop. Okay, he's down on the south, but now he pulls away. I was going to say, it was kind of a little bit of a, well, what am I actually going for here? No, Bjorn is still bleeding off units to the left-hand side. That is messy, as it looks as though he's going to have to give up this space here, and also maybe this space. He just set up the gold, though, so he has somebody to transfer his workers for now. This doesn't seem as though he's going to be able to save this here, as these bio units now maybe just looking to pick off reinforcements. It's Bjorn is losing a lot of units in the last few moments as he tries to engage this, but just doesn't find the correct position to really take advantage of it here. So you're going to see those SCVs getting picked off once again. Bio stimming up the right-hand side once more, as we're going to be seeing that Bio continued over towards the upper left. Coming down the right, we're going to be seeing the Bio is doing a little bit more as well, and just going to be seeing the free upgrades of Bjorn continue to come on through. As Hellbats continue to drop, and again now this drop in the main base. More Hellbats getting cleaned out. As more Hellbats get cleaned out, SCVs will be under some fire as well here and there. Tanks continue to fire away, and a couple more SCVs getting taken down throughout all of this. Some crazy damage being done as Liberator going to siege up on the edge of this, and we are going to see this siege tank is going to be going down. Another Marine picked off as well as some Vikings going to be coming through, and they are going to still take a lot of damage. Those specialists getting to work on those. And he is really just chewing his way through this here, as we're going to be seeing Viking after Viking going down. Bjorn is struggling to hold his natural, but now he's got a tank lineup. Will become a bit easier. He's dropping into the back of the main, just trying to dodge the units especially that are there to defend. Another 3 full medevacs are coming across the map as well. They're going to be able to come in and do some more damage themselves in the next few moments. Liberator is still pushing Bjorn even further back into his natural. A real skirmish here at the moment, as we're going to be seeing Liberator is getting another siege tank pick off once again. And these tanks are just keeping on pushing through. So much of this army in the main base now of Bjorn, but he'll just pull away, trying to shut down production. His own production is strong in the main, but he isn't mining that much anymore, which means he can't even build that much here. And without being able to build too much and losing so much at the same time, it's a bit of a painful position. This tank gets away to the high ground. Vikings are still holding strong. These medevacs lift up once again. What's going to happen? Is he going to drop back on top of these tanks over here? Potentially. As we are going to be seeing the Liberator sieges up again. That tank is in trouble. The Vikings going to be able to just sit overhead, and we are going to be seeing Bjorn in a little bit of trouble. The special will keep on pressing forwards. That's going to be seeing these medevacs continue to come through the middle of the map, and well, here we go once again. Tanks continue to fire, and another tank to the right side goes down. The medevacs are going to drop on top of these siege tanks, though, and that is one thing the Vikings are not in position to deal with. And look at those tanks disappearing. Bjorn now from the south side as well, with less tanks to fight against, is able to make some more progress. He actually lifts up once more, and will be able to drop back on top of those siege tanks, and those tanks will all be cleaned up now, and that is maybe it. As we're going to be seeing Special is running out of units. Bjorn has cleaned him up, and that is a big cleanup here. Some Hellions to the left-hand side. I mean, reinforcing tanks coming across the left as well. As we're going to be seeing this army still setting up. See what else will happen. Tanks siege to the far left side. Bio leading the charge. Gets a couple of Hellion kills here. Special still just trying to push forwards. And, well, Bjorn is still having to deal with this. But his army supply is way up from where it was. This gold base has really saved him in the last few moments. Just being able to continue producing. As the Bio right now is going to lift up, and is he going to drop on top of only a couple of Hellbats? Maybe. Well, okay, decides not to, but again, with more units coming across, you can understand maybe why he wants to wait. Sets up a little bit of a surround. The Hellbats out of position to protect right now as these units unload on the left side near the tanks, and again, Bjorn just playing this slow and steady and just toying with Special a little bit, it feels like, as we are going to see this Bio coming in once again. A couple more Hellbats picked up. And this really is going to be a GG called by Special as Bjorn takes game number 2. Ties the series up 1-0. As we have him spawning to the bottom right-hand side here on Ascension to Aya as the pink Zerg player representing the Fantastic Four. To the left-hand side, our red Terran player from Team Expert. It is Bjorn. Again, he is not currently part of Team Expert, but when this league was meant to be played out, he was, and we allowed the rosters to stay the same throughout then because of that scenario. As we get this going and look to see what will happen here. Ascension to Aya, nice big map, could lead, as I actually casted Bjorn versus Reyno on this map a couple of weeks ago in the OSC Championship, and it was this super long game with just super late game little scenario that kind of led up with Bjorn kind of playing like Ghost Liberator late game and stuff like that. So pretty it's pretty fun, and would be loving to see something like that coming up again here now as we go into this one. Command Center is on the way up on the natural. I'm just getting ready to go. Once you see that orbital coming up and finishing in the main base. Just going to see the spawning pool about to finish up on the main, and just going to be seeing the natural hatchery finishing as well here. This natural hatch finishes up, a couple of queens and a few zerglings on the way out, and just going to see this drone of Lambo coming down to the low ground. Just going to be seeing it coming up towards this third hatch in the next couple of moments. A Reaper starting to come out through the center to try and get a little bit of something done as well. Let's see what it can get up to here. So it's going to move all the way down into the bottom right corner and beyond, just looking for some early information as to what's up and what's going on in this game number 3. Getting excited to be here with you all today, guys. Hope you're enjoying the stream so far. We took a couple of days off the last couple of days because I wasn't feeling so great in my casting, and I kind of just needed a break to stop myself from burning out, especially with the lead up to Leipzig. So took a couple of days off. We had to move a couple of events anyways due to lack of sign-ups. So because of that, we kind of ended up in this scenario now, where we're casting the Team League Season 7 semi-finals today, which is still cool. Again, it's going to be a bit of a rough week or two on the stream because I'm not going to be here a whole ton. But when I am here, I'm going to be streaming as much as I can, as much as physically possible, to be honest. As you do see this Overlord still just moving up the right and looking to see what's going on. Another Overlord up top as well from Lambo. As you see this Reaper, also from Bjorn, poking, prodding, seeing what's happening. Alright, well, a couple more Hellions coming out. I'm going to move in towards the center here. Early build order is very standard stuff. I mean, the starport base build from Bjorn, one that's going to involve a Viking. We'll see if he goes Stim or moves off of this tech lab for the starport to go Banshee or so in the near future. I mean, either is really a solid possibility at this stage. Looks as though he is going to move off of the tech lab to put the starport onto it. It just gives him a couple of options as to how he follows up here. It's going to be seeing the tech lab dropping down right now, and I'm just going to be seeing this starport about to pop that Viking, and then again, it's going to make that switch onto this tech lab. We'll see if he actually just want to start up like Cloak and a Banshee though, or if there's something else kind of planned. As we see right now, Lambo making a fairly fast Baneling. That's about halfway done so far. As we are just going to be seeing the Liberator on the way up from Bjorn. Doesn't actually use that tech lab at all for anything at the moment. What is it going to be for them, Bjorn? As you just see the Hellions coming through the map. Stim does start. Maybe it's just a fake tech lab. Maybe make it look as though. I don't really know. It's kind of a rough one to read because it just doesn't really have any use at all at the moment. Factory building another reactor, so you would expect barracks to kind of get set up here. It's a very common way for things to go. As you're going to see the Hellions try to dive the main. Lambo surrounds pretty nicely with the initial Zerglings though, and we're going to be seeing those Hellions taking quite a bit of damage. As we're going to see the Reaper there as well, helping to fight against them. A few more Zerglings going down, and again, the Queens going to be coming up in towards the main base as a couple of drones continuing to be roasted. So Queens continue to come along around the back here, as we're going to see these Zerglings diving on towards those Hellions now. Those Hellions do drop a Reaper, and another Hellion will go down as well. I'm just going to be seeing this Spore Crawler on the way up currently for Lambo. So that's coming up here as well. As we're just going to be seeing more Zerglings coming through the center of the map and to see where they can go and again what else they can do. Viking landed there for a moment, just picks off a creep tumor. I'm just going to see this liberator to the right hand side, sieges up and will be going for the queen pick off. Doesn't quite get it though, but a couple of drones beyond just doing what Beyond does best, which is just being everywhere on the map at the same time. Being everywhere on the map at the same time really just is what makes Beyond so good, because he doesn't ever kind of miscontrol units on a massive scale, and when you don't do that and you do get so much done, puts into very scary positions as a Terran player. Quick load up and unload to get that SCV into a safer position, as now that orbital starts to morph on in, a tank sieges up, and that is what that Fact Tech Lab was for in the end. Once that reactor was finished building, just move the factory back over to the Tech Lab to start up the siege tank production here. I mean, with Lingbane Hydra being the popular way of playing TVZ at the moment, the factory, the tank play obviously is very popular from the Terran players, because playing against Hydras, you generally would need something like the siege tanks to be able to defend comfortably here in the majority of scenarios. Widow Mines just don't work as well, not like they used to against Lingbane Muta, for example. As we just continue to set up and keep going. Combat shields on the way up right now from Beyond in the main base. This medevac pops out and we'll be looking to see where I can go to. Picks up a couple of siege tanks, and again Marines coming up the top side, picking off a Zergling already, so again bits and pieces going just okay for Beyond, I would say, and just okay for Lambo. I mean, he's defended pretty well against the aggression so far. His work count is good, 66 to 57. I feel like units lost. I mean, he picked off 6 Hellions in the Reap, and he lost 9 drones, 15 Lings. It's not amazing. It's not terrible, though. It's not like, oh my god, Lambo's about to die. One thing that is interesting is with this layer up, where was the Hydralisk Den? Well, there it is now. For a moment I was like, well, maybe he's just going to play pure Lingbane for the rest of this game, but there is the Hydralisk Den coming on down, so that Lingbane Hydra will set up here. It's just going to be seeing those Marines starting to work their way through this 4th hatchery. Lambo, okay, now he just started to come on in. He will start to be able to fight against this. Going to get a bit of a surround that kind of forces those Marines to potentially lift up here. Feelings going on towards the tanks, although actually most of those Marines getting rid of those Lings. There's not many Lings left over. There's a few more run in to help out against that tank. Queens transfusing each other up to health. And that is going to be about it here. But now the Queens are going to continue to drop. So a few more Queens going down, and that is big losses here as Lambo now in a little bit of trouble. As you're going to see those Zerglings taking a little bit more damage here. Marines continue to stim and do a bit more, so a few more Lings going down. Liberator sieges up to the right hand side, and we will see those drones getting back to mining. Again, the two medevacs continue to come through the north side, and we are going to be seeing another factory on the way down on the 3rd base. 2-2 upgrades still coming through here from Beyond. We're going to be seeing the melee upgrade coming up on the evolution chamber here, and it's going to be seeing a few Banes as well. Continue setting up the Zerglings too. Also setting up right now as creep is all over the map, by the way. And this creep is all over the place right now. Coming up to the top, coming up to the left. See a couple of medevacs from Beyond coming through the center. Going to start to unload here. I'm going to be dropping down on towards this watchtower as we see again more Lings and Banes down the right hand side. Again, the medevac from Beyond just coming all the way up towards the upper right. I'm just going to see a scan coming down. He's going to see some creep being cleaned out at the moment. Scanlings and Banes just in towards the center, and just going to be seeing Marines picking off a few more units here and there, and just going to be seeing again the 2-2 upgrades from Beyond continue to come on through, about halfway done at the moment. I'm just going to be seeing the Marines still just stimming around, trying to find a little bit more in all of this. Thank you very much, Zeliad, for the win. Coming in with the cheer 100 in the chat. Thank you so much for the 100 bits. Get some Wardy hearts in the chat, please, for the Zeliad. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, yo. I do appreciate it as we see Beyond still setting up to this top side at the moment. Getting ready to try and maybe push once again. His 4th CC is just setting up actually at the moment, so just getting set up in towards the 4th. So I'm going to push in towards the creep. I mean, it's one thing that Lambo definitely has right now, which is a hell of a lot. Like a lot of creep spread, basically. Just, I mean, it's going a long way for him. It really is helping him here. As we just have the Lingbane Hydra still sat to the right. To the left-hand side, a couple of Lings as well. Viking moving backwards and forwards. SCV starting to get mining on the left-hand side. Marines Going to pick off a couple of those Lings as that command center is about to drop down. He's going to build up a couple more CCs. Beyond just really kind of approaching this slowly as he continues to pick off a creep tumor here, a creep tumor there. Another couple of creep tumors going to go down as well as Lambo continues to... well, again, he had a lot of creep, but now it's starting to disappear a little bit. Behind this mineral line, we see Lings running in and able to push back that drop as well. And Lambo is still defending, and he still has really good creep through the center. That's something you can't really kind of criticize at all. I mean, the creep in the middle of the map is fantastic at the moment. Well, the Marines are trying to have something to say about that. It doesn't quite get that creep tumor that's moving right into the middle. Just need to see Lambo again replacing this creep down here, try and keep some presence from this pathway. The more map control he has, the better it's generally going to be for him. Just going to be seeing still the setup of Marines just kind of poking around. It's not even going to medevac this group of Marines. As you see, Lambo has made that switch into later game kind of tech setup. The Hive is finished, and the Ultra's Cavern is now about halfway done. Vipers are on the way out, and we see the Mobius Reactor starting up on this Ghost Academy. So Mobius Reactor coming in on the Ghost Academy. As you do see a whole bunch of command centers continue to come up as well, plus 2 vehicle weapons currently on the way on the armory as well. As you do see even more Zerglings all the way over to the left-hand side, and again, Marines and Medivacs up top picking off a Zergling here to get going. Bainhide is still moving around in the middle here as we see the tank able to push those Zerglings back quite nicely. 4 more Ghosts currently on the way up at the moment as we see the Spire dropping down as well for Lambo in the back of this main base. So dropping down the Spire in the back of the main. You see the Ultra Cavern continuing to come through as well. Plus 2 melee, plus 3 Carapace, Chitinous Plane, everything you could want right now as the Zerg. Even going into Pathogen Glands, I saw again some Infestors on the map. And hey, with Ghost starting to build, with the setup that Lambo is going for, we might want to strap ourselves into our chairs because this could be a wild ride into the late game of TVZ right now. These Ghost-based games don't tend to end very quickly because there's no real advantage to the player who attacks into the other too quickly. You're only going to open yourself up into weaknesses if that becomes the case. It usually is a long, drawn-out duel between kind of taking certain positions and bases on the map and slowly sniping down a unit here, a unit there, grabbing that fungal and maybe getting rid of a couple ghosts. This is definitely going to be anything but a plain, simple game, as we're going to be seeing the Lings, Banes, and Hydras coming up top here, these couple of Medivacs moving on through. Bane's coming in, and we're going to see a couple of Marines getting picked away at here as Hydras once again getting onto that Medivac and will be able to pick that off. So the Medivac does fall. There's 2 more command centers about to finish up now. Look at this, a nuke on the way up on this Ghost Academy here on the upper left-hand side. So nuke on the way up, Fusion Core currently on the way out from beyond, and it's another starport in the main base. And we've seen the free upgrades continue to come on through here for the Terran. But I mean, again, it's nuke time, baby. You're going to see Lings and Hydras currently working their way through this set of rocks. Just opening up again, pathways for the Zerg to attack on. He's still got a lot of creep on the map, honestly. Like over half, I guess it's about half of the map creeps. I guess it's a very large map though, which is what makes it so impressive. You know, usually on Ascension, here, good creep spread would be kind of like out to about here and maybe up here-ish. You know, Lambo has like an extra screen of creep spread beyond that. And that's only going to expand now as he starts to hold the middle of the map with his army, compared to Bjorn, who doesn't really have, you know, again, an army that can take the middle of the map. He's got an army that can sit back and defend, and if he wants to push, he can push very, very slowly. So let's see how this goes. We're going to be seeing those units coming in towards the center. A couple more Banelings on the way up currently from Lambo, and they're going to be morphing in a moment or two. More Zerglings to the right-hand side here from Lambo as well. So you do see enhanced munitions. So this is something I saw Bjorn doing last week. Enhanced munitions is an upgrade which increases the Raven's anti-armor missile explosion radius by 20% and tracker range by 50%. God damn it. I was so sure I might be able to remember what I was going to do, and then I tried to say, I was like, nope, gotta check. So he likes to build Ravens going into the later stages of the game. He likes to get a few Ravens up. He likes to put them into the army and use those missiles to really try and soften up Broodlord or Sky-based units. So we're going to see Bjorn starting to switch it up in towards the Ravens now, as a Medivac currently just sits in the top right-hand side. Meanwhile, a Viking picturing away one Overlord, a Marine pushing away another. And still, this just constant back-and-forth battle of the creep spread here, basically. As Ling is coming in once again, chasing back a few of those Marines all over again now. So many Ghosts of Beyond just gathering up just to the side of this planetary fortress here. As we do see +2 flyer carapace on the way out from Lambo. You're going to see another Spire starting to build as well. And again, just Lings, Banes, and Hiders continuing to come around the right. Still no real commitment from Lambo. What's really crazy is that Lambo just hasn't traded, and so he's built up such a huge bank already. The big difference is that his army composition is really just nothing compared to the army composition of, Björn. Lambo only has a mid-game army in Ling, Bane, and Hyder, whereas Björn has 16 Ghosts, 2 Ravens, and 4 Liberators, with only 24 Marines on the map. So there really is just a lack of later game units here from Lambo, and that's just because he didn't get aggressive earlier. He just built up himself, but now he has to find a way to trade out this mid-game army somewhat effectively into his opponent to put him in a decent position. It's going to be really tough. It really is going to be really tough here. You see this Viper coming back and just going to be gathering up with those couple overseers. A lot of scans of Björn coming down all over the place. He just really wants full information of what's going on. He has so many orbitals. He can afford to scan that much as well. That's what's crazy. As you can see, Lambo is going to take down these rocks as well. Another exit path for him if he wants to escape mid-fight or so. Another direction he can take leave in. And again, another hatchery up to the top side, and that's going to be seeing Creep still pushing out as much as it can. How many Creep teamers were lost this game? 39. It's pretty insane that the Creep is still this far. I mean, I know right now we're 16 minutes in, but like, that's pretty insane with so many Creep teamers having been picked off. As you're going to be seeing the Lings coming over to the left-hand side, going to pick off this SCV in a moment or two. The changing does pop. Marine's still simming down the left, as we're going to be seeing the Lings having to back away for a moment or so. Going to get ready to come in and fight this in a moment here. Marine's still just stimming down this direction. And the Raven numbers are still stacking up as well, by the way. And I'm not sure if Lambo's even seen the Ravens just yet, as he is looking for somewhat of a fight, and there is the Ghosts. If you got some Ghosts, some Banes into those Ghosts, that'd be huge. He actually grabs himself this Sniper, the EMP on the Infestors. That means no fungal growth, which would cancel further snipes and protect a lot of this army. As right now, those Ghosts are just chasing and sniping as they see fit. They are not scared of anything, picking off a few Banes as they go. Oh, a little bit of a surround coming in, though. Those Ghosts in maybe a little bit of trouble. Lambo is going to force a... he's actually going to get a huge surround here. I mean, 8 Ghosts get saved by the lifter, but at least 8 more go down. I mean, that's 9 Ghosts killed just now, and that's a big, expensive trade, because Ghosts are not cheap to make at all. I was going to see those Liberators sieging up once again. Marines, Ghosts, and tanks setting up here at the moment. As you're going to see this Viper just sat overhead as well for Lambo. These orbitals continue to set up at the moment too, as we're going to see a few more Corruptors of Lambo on the way out. +3 missile attack, adrenal glands, and +1 flyer attack all on the way as well right now here from our Zerg player. As we are just going to be seeing again scans just endlessly. The sensor towers around the map as well. I mean, how many orbitals are we even on right now? 12? Yeah, okay, he definitely has the energy to scan as much as he wants. You can see that Lambo's composition is slowly improving. A couple more Infestors, now some Corruptors coming into play. He still just needs to find a true way to trade out with more of this Ling Bane Hydra, though. I mean, Ling Bane is actually not so bad later game, and a few Hydras. It's just the number of what he has here that's the real issue. Is he's going to actually push into this position. Corruptors will get rid of the Liberators. Fungal Growth grabs a few of the Ghosts to the top side. Infestors start going down as they're still in range of the Liberators, though. Lambo has to back away towards the latter stages of that fight. Another nice Fungal Growth, but there's just no follow-up to it. As the Greater Spire coming into play, Corruptor count is growing once more. A lot more Lings coming out, as well as some Vipers this time. And we are going to be seeing Lambo going straight in towards, well, Broodlords and later game units. That's a Promethean, by the way. Thank you so much for your fresh new sub in the chat. Got some Wardy Hearts in here for Promethean. Thank you very much for the new sub. Appreciate it. Lings and Corruptors coming up towards the upper left. Not able to do much at the moment, though. Is just going to be seeing a few more Banes finishing up and extra Liberators on the way. Another Ghost coming through, +2 ship weapons and vehicle plating right now. As Bjorn is really just building into everything he can to keep those units alive and, well, trading as best as possible. Lings running into the left-hand side. We're just going to be seeing the Liv siege up again. Here we go. Bit of a larger fight once more. Corruptors coming through. The Banes are going towards the Ghosts and the Marines, which is good. That's exactly what they need to do. It's a little bit unfortunate. They actually missed out on the bigger clump of Ghosts to this left-hand side here in the end. And now they're going to start coming in for the snipes on the Corruptors. Although that said, a lot of those Liberators did go down here. Resources lost 23.3 to 18.5k in favor of Bjorn. But Lambo has got more bases on the map at the moment, and if he can mine from all of these new bases, he will be able to keep up this inefficient trading, and that will just, you know, he will be able to push through into a victory with it. So he just needs to keep those bases up, though. If he doesn't have the base advantage, he can't keep trading the way he has done so far. There's 5 more Ultrasks on the way out here currently from Lambo. A couple more Infestors, 12 more Banelings, +2 flyer attacks, and +3 flyer carapace. Really, all of these later game upgrades starting to come into players. Well, Ling's running in again, leading the charge. Corruptor's starting to get to work, as we're going to see the Ravens just throwing down repair drones. Bane's coming in where they can, but now they're just getting picked off before they even reach the army. This was not a good trade at all for our Zerg player. That was actually a 4,000 resources differential in what was lost there. And now he's going to keep on growing as he loses another couple of units here to the snipes on the outro. Painful fight for Lambo. I mean, even if you're not going to trade efficiently, you need to trade a little bit better than that, because that basically didn't even change anything. As we are just going to be seeing again, you just gather into the left-hand side here. A couple more Ravens on the way up, 4 more Ghosts on the way out from beyond. Continuing to set up into this now, as we're going to see the Nidus network even coming into play. Wow. I mean, this is something we saw a lot of back in the day when TVZ used to go into this sort of Ghost Liberator late game. A lot of kind of Nidus play to kind of attack around the map and to bypass the Terran army. And this is happening all over again now. This is really kind of a throwback to kind of early days of Legacy of the Void, because we saw so much kind of Liberator Ghost late game back then, because it's almost the only way to play against the Ultralisks. Now it's really starting to come back into play once more when Terran players play Bio. Super late game scenarios we see. Well, beyond a couple more Ghosts, a couple more Ravens, still adding these Ravens into play. It's just so interesting here. As you're going to see a couple more SCVs picked off. A couple more Spore Callers coming down. And a couple more Liberators as well. 22 minutes in game. And these players are still ready to throw whatever they can at each other. Ling is going to go in through the top side. And Ghosts already just cloaked up there. And they're going to get an Ultralisk Sniper as it runs too close. Right now, they're not even getting the Siege Tank because of the fact that the Ghosts are protecting it. Wow, only 1 tank for all of those units. And again, it's trades like that where Lambo is actually really just going to start finding himself in a lot of pain in the near future. Because again, it doesn't even matter if you're 1 base up. If you trade like that, 1 base alone isn't going to really kind of justify the difference over a longer period of time. Bjorn's going to start cleaning out this base as well anyways, and well, Lambo has to be careful about this base. May want to just take this base too now. It's going to be seeing the Broodlords set up and ready to go. It's the first time I've really seen Broodlords in this, but of course that's where again the Ghosts will come into play. They can snipe those Broodlords down. It only takes 2 snipes and those Broodlords are going to disappear. Of course, there's never really too brilliant as we're going to be seeing the Ultras. Setting up once again, the Ghost still getting ready to go. Picking away at this hatchery in the top side. A little bit of a calm moment or two here. Not a lot of larger fights going on. Both players just taking the moments to set up, position themselves, and you know, build up what they want to build up. The Spore Crawler wall over here, and whoa! Haven't seen a nuke yet. We saw that building a while ago, but it is going to come into the top side. So we're going to see the nuke coming in, and Bulls is so scared of the nuke that he leaves the game just like that. He doesn't want to be anywhere near this. Nuke will land, and we'll just pick off an extractor, force drones away. And again, it's annoying if you keep on dropping those nukes, and that goes behind the mineral line. It's cloaked up, and we'll be able to pick his way through a couple of drones if he wanted to. Ghost, you okay, buddy? There we go. Comes back into play. That Ghost was almost as though he's lagging out just on his own there. That was kind of crazy. Ghost just sat there not doing anything. Well, another nuke about to finish up, so that possibility of more kind of aggro coming into play here as we see this Overseer get sniped down. Spore Crawlers continuing to come forwards and continue to burrow themselves in the front. Brutes coming in as well. You're going to see them dropping down on top of those Marines. There we go. We're going to see those, well, anti-armor missiles coming into play right now. They don't do a lot of damage, but they weaken up the Broodlords to make them much more engageable by kind of air units, although Ghost Snipes aren't affected by that. Some abducts on the Ghost, but there's no follow-up to it. He doesn't get any kills, maybe 1 kill, but that was about it, as the Broodlings initially dropped down. So the Viper's now out of energy. You're going to have to go and get some more of that energy to get ready to go all over again. Army costs us very similar at the moment. Beyond's just got a lot more gas in his army. I'm getting a little bit starved for gas at the moment, only 850 in the bank. You see another fungal growth doesn't come down again just yet. As you're going to be seeing those broodlings still coming on forwards. 27 ghosts currently on the map with 14 liberators and 6 ravens to support. Broodlord still coming into play, and we're just going to be seeing another missile turret picked off. Siege tank as well, and we're just going to be seeing the abducts forwards. The liberators getting picked away at here. Big EMP on the Vipers though. Big EMP on the Vipers. We're going to see this all continue to do a lot more. We're just going to see, oh my god, the big missile upgrades going off once again. That's huge connections onto those Broodlords. But again, there's no real follow-up to it. There's no Vikings or anything to work his way through the Broods. And again, the Ghost Snipe doesn't change anything. It still only does 170 damage because it's a spell, not an attack. Brood's still getting pushed away. You see Ghosts continue to push on forwards, and we are going to see a couple of spores going down this left side, so that spore wall going to get broken through here at the moment. Brood's continuing to come on in. As we're just going to be seeing the Ghosts EMPing once again. Going to see a fungal growth dropping once more, and we're going to see a few more snipes coming in. Those just continue to drop. A lot more snipes coming down here, as we're going to be seeing a lot of these Broodlords continue to get picked away at. Another snipe on an Infestor, snipe on a Morphing Broodlord, and suddenly Lambo is losing a hell of a lot. As we're just going to be seeing, well, Ghosts continue to work their way through Brood after Brood and just moving forwards on their own at the moment because there's nothing to really scare them away. Nothing at all. 4 more Ghosts on the way up, plus 3 vehicle weapons. A couple of Infestors, a couple of Broodlords, the Corruptor as well on the way out. All of this continue to come on out. Liberators continuing to siege themselves up. We're just going to be seeing, well, Parasitic Bombs coming in. It's a bit of a larger fight. The fungal growth doesn't land on the Ghost. Somehow, finally it does. But he lost so many Infestors trying to move forwards here, and that's going to be GG well played. Beyond will take game 3 versus a laser. Well, I guess a Fantastic Four versus Expert, as we do get into this here. It's Beyond asking for no attack in these early stages. Here's the Blue Terran player representing the Team Expert team to the bottom right hand side of Odyssey. Top left hand side, the Red Zerg player from Team Clash. It is a laser. How's everybody doing? What is up? Hope we're all doing good. As you just see the swatter pool dropping down in the main base, and the rest ready to go. So hatch gas pool coming up and getting rolling. Overlord starting to come down the left hand side, and well, meanwhile to the bottom right hand side, just starting to see this SCV. It's just going to finish up in a moment or two as well. Reaper on the way out. Orbital starting to morph on in, and getting this ready to go. Alright, so another expansion here early. Getting going. Yes. Just going to take it calm for a moment or two after that last half-hour game. My voice is a little bit like, ah! Okay, thank you though, again, J Studios and Dark Crusader for the love. Appreciate the sub and the donation. Thank you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Far too kind. Alright, so setting up into this, getting into Bjorn and Laser here, looking to see what's going to start happening. As you do see a couple of queens on the way up, and a third hatchery dropping down. Factory starts to come in from Beyond. Do let us know who you're cheering on, of course. Let us know if you're supporting Beyond, if you're supporting a laser in this series. Because we'd love to just go see who's kind of getting the support from the chat. I mean, these really are a couple of star-studded lineups with a laser on the side of Fantastic Four and Beyond on the side of Team Expert. I want to see who you guys are cheering on for here as we set this up. Going to be seeing the starport on the way here from Beyond as this barracks lifts off of the reactor and is going to land down next to the starport now instead. Factory going to start up a couple of Hellions, as we do just have again that link speed about halfway done. The starport's still coming up, and the tech lab dropping down on this barracks as well. Creeper comes in and does manage to pick off a creep tumor here. Comes back over. Doesn't quite manage to get that creep tumor though. What's up? Undercover Boo Bee Biter. Love the name. Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime sub. Really do appreciate it. Give me some 40 hearts in the chat for Undercover. And the Twitch Prime sub. Appreciate it, mate. Thank you very much. Let's see some love in the chat. And guys, the reason that these teams are kind of happening, so basically in Season 7 of the competition, which was started a long time ago, we had heavy delays in this, and so because of the heavy delays, we allowed teams to continue to play with their rosters at the time, if they wanted to. So for example, Bjorn is no longer on Team Expert, but he was on Team Expert when we really should have ended this league, so Bjorn is still allowed to play for Team Expert. On the other side of things as well, for Fantastic Four, they used to be Invasion Esports, but Invasion Esports fell apart, and so we're allowing them to still play as a team because we want them to take part, we want them to be able to finish their season, and of course here they are in the semi-finals. So while you say, you know, people asking why aren't they official teams and stuff like that, we do generally only allow official teams with a few rule changes here and there for kind of, you know, a couple of supporting kind of players, you know, sometimes some mercenaries and stuff like that. But generally they are official teams. Just today's rosters are a little bit weird because of the fact that Season 7 was just so heavily delayed and it got pushed back so far. We're just trying to be as fair as possible to the teams who've put up with the fact that the team league got so heavily delayed all the way through. And up until this point. One more melee upgrade starting up from a laser here. So no missile upgrades just yet, as we see Bjorn is definitely going bio once more. All of this kind of obviously points towards that. He's doing the exact same build as he did in game number 3 actually against Lambo. So no real changes from him just yet, as those Lings still chasing down a few Hellions to the left hand side. And those Hellions actually going to get caught off a little bit and continue to get chased away. So those Hellions continue to get chased away at the moment, and just going to be seeing the last couple of Hellions going to get taken down here in the next moment or two. So a couple of final Hellions falling now. As you see that stim pack is about to finish up, and again just going to see that lair about halfway done. Liberator Siege is up here, and we will see a few of these drones starting to go down. So a few drones starting to drop. Queen does pick off the kill though. Very nicely done. Laser continuing to defend then at the moment as we ourselves just wait to see again what is next. A couple of these melee upgrades still just on the way up at the moment. A Queen coming back over to the left hand side. A few more Banes on the way up, and still just Bane speed. No sign of a Hydra Den just yet. Keep our eyes open for that in the near future as Bjorn sets up his armory to get ready for the 2-2 upgrades here in the next few moments. More Marines of Bjorn coming out over to the left-hand side. Just going to leave 8 of them with this medevac. Start cleaning up some of the creep spreads, something that he's trying to do a lot against Lambo as well. You know, he cleaned up a couple of creep tumors so far with these first few Hellions, but that was about it. And so far, actually, in terms of what's been killed, not a lot, just a couple of these harassing units. A few drones went down along the way as a couple of Lings run into this Marine force. Nice little drop so far of Bjorn, which isn't really a drop. I mean, it's kind of like a drop, but it's not actually dropping. Now it's going to be a bit more of a drop because he's bringing 2 tanks across. So a little bit more pressure here out of Bjorn with a couple of siege tanks. And he's going to be fighting in towards this third base in the next couple of moments. So, I say third base, I should say fourth base. It's the gold here on Odyssey, which he's sieged up towards. Somehow those tanks are not in range of the Queens just yet, which is kind of amazing to me. Anyways, we're going to see a fight again, and now he's just going to step away, and we're going to see those Banes. Oh, wow, now they start to go down. That just, I mean, the tank support here just really allows Bjorn to keep on pressuring forwards. As we're just going to be seeing the Marines stimming once again. Queen taking a little bit more damage, and that hatchery is still going down. Pulling back once more. We're going to see those Lings continuing for the surround. Marines still start stepping away. And that's going to be seen again. The Lings and Banes pulling back once more up the left. One more stim here, and again, going to be another couple of kills. Lings still getting blown up all over the place as we're going to be seeing Queens once more coming through. And we're just going to see the Marines still pulling back with these medevacs to kind of support them. I mean, this is crazy. So much trading done from Bjorn here. I mean, in the end, he's going to get cleaned up as Lings stream in, and an extra few Marines are probably not going to be able to turn it around, especially with Hydras coming out. A few more Marines again, though, going to get at least one Hydra on the low ground. Maybe he can get these queens on this low ground as well. He's going to sort of step up north to get out of range of these units now to make this fight a bit more favorable for himself. The medevacs are super low. The Hydras might want to try and grab them, but they have a boost. Now he can position on the high ground as well. And wow, what a skirmish between these two players here so far. Fantastic stuff. As you're going to see again, the queens and Hydras backing away up the left. A couple of tanks sieging up once again as we see 2-2 upgrades still on the way now for Beyond. +1 missiles about to finish up from a laser as well. He swapped away from melee upgrades and the +2 on that to go into missiles to help out. As we're just going to be seeing the melee upgrade as well from a laser coming through. Marines stimming again, a couple more creep teamers going down, stimming back, and Hydras are chasing forwards. Looking to try and grab a few of those Marines, and he does start to get a few of them here. A couple more Lingers picked off. And again, continue to pull back over to the right-hand side. More of these Marines and tanks gathering up to the lower right corner. As we continue to set up into this here. 2 more medevacs on the way out. A Hive on the way up as well. +2 Carapace about to finish. Laser's still looking pretty good right now. Just continue on in this. If you missed out the first series of the day as well, guys, you missed out Team Liquid taking down Romantic Gaming to be our first team into the finals here today. Finals will not take place today as well, by the way, in case I just phrased that poorly, but the finals take place probably sometime after Leipzig and probably after Pyeongchang as well. It's going to be a very busy week or two due to Pyeongchang, WSG Americas, and Leipzig, so because of that, we'll probably have the Team League finals of Season 7 after all of that, as we do just see for now. Well, still just some of these Marines and tanks moving around. Actually, a laser with a big attack getting ready to run by towards the natural here, perhaps. These barracks create such a good Sim City, though, and with this Sim City, Beyond is able to just sort of sit behind it and let those tanks deal the damage there, and let the Marines just sort of do what they can as well. And a few more Zerglings up on the right-hand side, as you're going to see that burrow upgrade starting to come on through. +2 missiles, +2 melee on the way out as well. Hive is up, so third set of upgrades can come into play if you would like it, but just going to prioritize those attack upgrades initially. Interesting as he does go Ultras, Kevin, where obviously those upgrades, the armor upgrades especially, generally tend to be very important. Beyond right now starting to push with this 2-2 timing. So looking to see what he can do. Supported by a few Liberators, these barracks are going to set up some tech labs so he can produce more Marauders. And of course more Ghosts as well, because I imagine in the very near future that Ghost Academy will begin to build. And he's going to start building into the exact same sort of playstyle, exact same sort of composition that he is playing into just a few minutes to go against Lambo. Marines going to be able to start cleaning out a lot of those Zerglings here, and they'll actually have a fantastic time of it. So far, every single little run by that a laser has tried to set himself up into just has not been successful at all. We're just going to be seeing these Marines getting cleaned out as well, and still just pushing forwards. That's going to have these Marines still just actually trading very well. Queens on the low ground getting demolished, and Hydras are trying to come in from the high ground. Not having such a great time either, as we're going to see a few more Banes going down here, and again, the Marines just splitting up a little bit. And a few more tanks coming forwards here, as we're just going to be seeing, well, Blinding Cloud's coming down to try and help with that, and the laser starts to crash on through this. He needs to keep some of these Banes alive to use on the Marines, though. Just clean up the Liberators in the sky in the end. I feel as though Beyond still traded kind of fine on this. The laser needs to be back on this group spell, because if he wasn't, he'd be in a lot of trouble, and even still, he's getting pushed back quite heavily. Look at how much value there is for Beyond. As he's continuing to fight against this, these Ultras cannot come out soon enough at the moment, because they are going to be maybe the saving grace of laser right now. So right now the Bio is just shredding its way through absolutely everything it comes across, all the way up in towards this third base. A few more reinforcements coming in. These Hydras continue to drop, and the laser might just be kind of down and out for the count at the moment. There's a few more drones going down as well. Pull up towards this position here onto the ramp, and he has to pull it back as the Ultras start to come out. Beyond will start to do a little bit of a dance. The Ultras do make things more complicated in terms of continuing on, as the Hydra actually getting some damage onto this medevac, as obviously at this stage Beyond is just trying to distract and buy time to deal damage to the bottom left-hand side of the map as well. Try and pick his way through this hatchery, as the laser is still just trying to spam out Zerglings to survive all over the place with whatever he can. Well, the Ultra's on the way down to this south side now, and that might just be a cue for Beyond to pick up the tanks and get out of here, although he gets rid of one of the Ultras already. And he does pick off this base now, and he should be able to lift up and leave if he wants to, but it doesn't look as though he's paying enough attention, so he will lose those last few bio units as well. Now some more medevacs coming back over to the right, and just gathering up once again. Again, Bio just gathering up outside of the front as we're going to be seeing these lings coming forward. And calling it in the chat. Time for the ghost camp. As you're going to see the cloak on the way up and the sensor tower coming through. And it took Bjorn a little longer to go in towards the ghost this time around, but it is still the ghosts that are going to be coming out here in the end. There's a few Vipers continuing to come up as well. There's one Viper popping out of the third base, and they'll start to consume it to get its energy up. One thing I have to say, though, is Bjorn has just completely denied creep spread this game. I mean, the laser has nowhere near the creep spread that Lambo had last time around. And as we're going to be seeing this Ultra and a few lings down to the south side. A few Hydras gathering up together as well, and again, a few extra drones currently just on the way out. Hydras are going to intercept this drop. That's a nice pick off from a laser, at least. The good thing for a laser is that Bjorn isn't going to attack again anytime soon. Bjorn's going to sit back and build up the ghost count, slowly trade out his bio units for, with drops, etc., and then use that supply that's freed up. Although he's actually quite low on supply right now. But, slowly kind of just use the bio to buy time as well for the drops, buy time to create opportunities, and to do some bits and pieces. Yeah, I want to say hello to MMA in the chat as we do see this bio unloading, and just going to see this bio will probably want to stim here and just really hide in the corner. Thing is, the Ultra Splash doesn't really care about corners. MMA is like, hello, my friends, I think. But then it turns out he's actually going to be continuing on, but I thought he was just going to say, hello, my friends, I think. There it is. MMA, shedding some light, doesn't need ultras. I kind of felt as though that was what Lambo was going for the last game, right? Because he didn't have ultras for so long initially. And I kind of was like, well, yeah, because they just kind of, before they even do anything in the fight, they just get, picked off. Lambo was kind of agreeing or suggesting here a little bit. Anyways, you're going to see the ultras and Hydras continue to go on through into the center. Vipers up in the sky. Just going to see a few more Marines moving forwards, and just going to be picking up a few creep teamers here and there. A couple of Queens starting to get picked away at as well, and just going to see a lot of these Queens getting picked away at here as we're just going to be seeing the Medivacs loading up a lot of Bane bombs just around the map, by the way, or Bane mines around the map. Just going to see this Hatchery picked up. Just going to see that drone just hiding away over to the side, and actually is somehow going to stay alive throughout all of this here. As you still just see the Ling Bane Hydra moving around the map. Couple more Ultras on the way out. A Greater Spy on the way up as well. There's a Greater Spy coming up right here. So you're going to see a lot more Lings coming down to the south in the bio. Just going to be lifting up into the Medivacs once again. A laser going to attack on a couple of different fronts, it seems, in the next moment or two here. And as we're just going to be seeing the again, Ghost set up and looking to see what can happen. I mean, Bjorn's split up as well, though. He's aware of this, and he actually has the vision, right? He's going to snipe down a couple of Vipers. Every Viper gets sniped, and a few Banes as well. Very nicely done. As we're going to be seeing a few more Vipers on the way up, we're going to see a Greater Spy going to be finishing in a moment or two as well. Small Ling Bane continue to come through this. A few more Vipers coming out. Extra Ghosts on the way. Extra CC is building from Bjorn. Again, we're sort of just sat back, and for once I'm kind of enjoying the Observer chat because there's actually not a lot else going on in the game at the moment. So we see obviously a laser trying to out-expand. Resources lost currently 23 to 14, 15k. Definitely, definitely a little bit more favored right now for Bjorn than it was against Lambo. Just a little bit worrying. The laser just doesn't have the same sort of bank that Lambo had. As you can see, Lings and Banes coming back towards the center again. A few Ultras as well. Plus a few missile attack upgrade on the front, and just going to be seeing again another command center dropping down on the right hand side here. So it's dropping down on the right again, and now it's going to be seeing the group teamers also being placed. A bit more bio towards the upper right, and again Bjorn's just continuing to expand himself here at the moment. Single Zerglin just burrowing on down there and getting set up to do it. I love the fact that all of these top level Zerg players have just such different opinions on how to deal with the super late game kind of TVZ. So interesting to see that they're all kind of thinking of different styles and compositions. It just goes to show how crazy a game StarCraft is, how complex it can be. This natural hatch is a little bit low. And it's just going to be seen again. A little bit more buy up towards the top right. Another siege tank here coming in towards this upper right side as well. Just going to be seeing really not much else happening for the moment. Just a little bit of a slow moment or two. As you're going to see some more of these Zerglings coming on around, looking to see what else they can get up to. Starting to work their way through the rocks here. It's actually very rare you see these rocks taken down on Odyssey. 19 minutes in, I guess it makes some sense. Those Lings with adrenal glands and +3 melee, man, they're insane. Look how quickly they kill just a set of rocks. Well, Marines coming through and they will be able to push back those Lings from there, so unfortunately all the Lings do is pick off a set of rocks. More scans coming down. Be unaware of Baneling mines on the map, it seems, and cleans up one of them there quite nicely. And when you've got this many CCs, there should never be an excuse for running into a Baneling mine, right? Because you should just be able to scan absolutely everywhere. Banes, Hydras, Ultras, and Vipers are still just sat up on the upper right hand side. You can see a couple of Changeling, I think, actually just there getting picked off. Enhanced munitions coming up once again from Bjorn. Again, it's a 20% radius increase and a 50% tracking time on that kind of anti-armor missile from the Ravens. As Bjorn is going to start building up into the Ravens again. Yeah, just a very slow-paced game. Doesn't have a Raven just yet. The first two of them now starting to come on out. And these guys are going to come around the right-hand side to see what else they can get up to here. Lings, Banes, Ultras, and Hydras coming in towards the middle of the map and getting ready to see what they can get up to. A few Vipers as well, and I'm just going to be seeing the Palangi Fortress able to fight away there and pick away at a couple of these Zerglings already. A few more Corruptors on the way in. I mean, only +1 flyer attacks right now from a Lazy. It's very far behind on kind of air upgrades. That could be something that really hurts him here. So I think that was a lone Ghost, maybe looking for a nuke somewhere on the map. Doesn't actually have a nuke though. Kind of weird for just a random Ghost to be up here. Whoa! That's a lot of Banes. As those Ultras go for Burrow to loses a CC, but we'll just be able to replace it with the other CC that was here. And those SCVs going to be able to jump into mining once again. Culvert Reactor, and again the first couple of Ravens are now out and onto the map. A couple of Ghosts on the way through, a few more missile turrets on the way up, and well, the Broodlord's coming into play as well. Haven't really seen a proper fight for a little while. Another Baneling landmine gets picked off. More scans to the top here, and we are going to be seeing the Liberators continue to siege from a distance with that advanced ballistics finishing up. A little while ago, comes Queens going for a wonder. Apparently they quite like it at this time of the year into the liberation zones. Well, here we go. The Viper going to lead the charge in for a couple of abducts to get rid of the Liberators. Does he push much further than this? Repair drones from the Raven for now. As you are going to be seeing these few changes just moving down this side, but a Planetary Fortress picks them off. The missile turret obviously helps a lot in that regard. Bjorn even has Terran building armor, high-sec order track, and he has all of the upgrades right now, Bjorn. As we're just going to be seeing the Ghosts still moving around to see what else they can do at the moment. In this game number 4, Bjorn looking to close this out with the late game. Will he be able to? We'll find out shortly. So now we just continue to see a few Marines just stimming around all over the place, chasing Lings away. A few more Infestors on the way up once again. 4 more Liberators on the way out too. I'm just going to be seeing SCVs coming in towards the middle of the map again, chased away. Just going to be seeing again a few more Liberators on the way up right now. So a lot more Libs, and really just a slow few moments here to get this game into a stage where the players are ready to fight. They've both been able to build up kind of just like ultimate armies. 28 Ghosts, 12 tanks, 7 Liberators, only 2 Ravens, and the 17 Marines. Versus currently the 8 Infestors, 1 Viper, 3 Ultralisks, 10 Corruptors, 10 Broodlords, and 16 Banelings. CC down there is probably in a little bit of trouble. As you can see, oh my god, the Broodlords are just disappearing from the sky. And the laser just doesn't have the gas to replace those Broodlords. He just spent it on 14 Corruptors. Resources lost 36 to 19k, and the laser just loses so much in this process of getting to this stage of the game that, again, you're going to have to basically really kind of just completely stomp one single fight and then just roll through with so much momentum that nothing then, you know, from that point onwards is going to be able to stop you, because otherwise this is just impossible. You've already lost so much. It's going to be very, very difficult. A little bit of an army down to the south side. Lings, Banes, and Ultras again. Continue coming through. A few more snipes coming in, and we are going to be seeing... Oh, very narrowly gets... Well, he already got one Ultra. He's going to go for the other one now as well. A few of these Zerglings actually able to cancel the snipe. The Ultra gets saved. This is a nice kind of denial of the mule farm to the south side of the map, but Bjorn still has money to play with. He doesn't need to mine immediately here just yet. 4 more brews on the way up. Final side mech upgrades coming in for our Terran player as well. The laser still has that final set of air upgrades to get too, but right now doesn't really have the gas to prioritize them. He needs to just try and max out all over again, which I mean, at this stage it really isn't easy. It really isn't easy. A few more brews still coming down. I was going to see... Well, this Bane's just going to get scanned and picked off. The Ghosts continue to chase. The Ghosts are just doing such a good job all around the map. And it's just going to be seeing the Ghosts continue to snipe down a little bit more here and there. Doing a little bit more damage. A couple more Liberators, another Raven on the way out. 2 more Broodlords. Still just setting up towards this. Harstems with the Twitch emotes in-game. You'll be seeing this orbital on the way up. Another couple of Ghosts starting to build as well. I mean, it's really not been much happening though. That's the thing. I mean, even the little bits of harassment have not been too intriguing. Oh my god, the Ghosts take the high ground. And look at that position. They get to snipe everything here. The Infestors don't find themselves anything at all. And whoa! The anti-armor missile actually splashed onto a few of those Ghosts. That kind of hurts, but those Corruptors melt the missile turrets there. As you are going to see those Broodlords pushed away up to the top side. Those Ghosts getting to work here on a couple of Overseers that are down this side that continue to defend this base from attack after attack after attack. I've done a fantastic job of it so far. A few SCVs still up in the main, and oh my god, we're going to see a nuke, baby! Coming on up, he's going to just try and defend, defend this base. That didn't really make sense, did it? I think that might have been a bit of a misclick there by Bjorn. He has cancelled it though, so nuke is cancelled. These SCVs are trying to die, but they're not doing a very good job of it. Currently not being targeted down by any units, and not finding the army to get targeted down by either. So having a great time momentarily. SCV is going to be actually just coming back home. Apparently they didn't want to be over there in the end. If they can't die, they'll just get back to work, it seems. We're just going to be seeing a few of these Chinchins moving forwards. Lings are running back forwards again. Ghosts are going to cloak up and start splitting away. A couple of tanks here firing away. And these Banes are going to continue to do quite a lot. Ghosts continue to split, and again, a pretty good job in the end. He pretty much just defends this attack, and the laser just doesn't really break this base still. I mean, barely even kills anything. 4 more Broods on the way up. His main army is positioned to the top side still. So you can see those Broodlords still stacking up together, and well, I mean, this really is just building up into that one fight where Bjorn, I have to say, I think Bjorn's just going to stomp on through it, right? 164 army to 120 and a better army composition as well. So I just don't know how you beat Ghosts at the moment. I actually don't have an answer. Brewers coming along down to the south side, and we are going to be seeing, well, a few more of these creep tumors getting picked away at. More Lings and Infestors coming in towards the center of the map, and another scan coming down. Just going to be seeing a couple of missile turrets continue to build on up here. Here Ghosts getting caught in a fungal growth. There's a couple of snipes coming down again. It's actually going to pick off the rest of those Infestors. I mean, that fungal growth was nice, but again, it's Bjorn who has a bank to rebuild with anyways. Laser trying to bind from this base, hasn't had much success. That obviously single Liberator is doing a lot to help out with it. Gonna see a full rotation of a laser down to the south side of the map. Everything he has left over is coming down here. The initial goals won't do a lot if the Ling's getting on top of them. Overseers coming in to help out. The Liberators are going to start fighting those Overseers actually. And the Raven's going to come on in. They're going to start dropping those anti-armor missiles and they're going to start going at them. And now the Liberators are going to chase the Broodlords. And you know what? They're actually going to do reasonable damage for once with that anti-armor missile on. That is huge. And the Liberators will just chase down the Broodlords. And everything in the sky pretty much goes down here. A couple of Overseers at the end. A Laser's just going to type out GG. There's no way you can stay in this. And that is going to be Beyond going up 3. The grand final of the WardiTV Team League Season 7. So let's see how this is gonna go as we get set up and rolling into this next game. Kind of excited actually. Should be pretty cool. To see this TVP coming out. So, to the bottom left-hand side is Beyond. To the top right-hand side it is Harstems. And what happens here on Blackpink is Harstems has some work to do. He has to beat Beyond. Then potentially Neeb, Scarlet, Bly. The 3 other players on Team Expert's roster. I don't know how you approach this, actually. I don't know how you approach this. As we get set up and ready to go. So that's game number 5. Expansion coming down here from Harstems. Just going to be seeing the command center coming down from Björn over on the bottom left hand side. Marine popping out, looking to see what's going to happen. Just poking out at the front, looking to see what's happening here, and just going to see this next is about to finish up then, as the reactor coming down on the barracks. Probe popping up, and again, just having a little bit of a look to see what's going on. You're going to start nibbling away at this SCV. Marine going to be coming in, going to be starting to go after this probe to protect it. Scipion looks as though he's going to be able to protect us. We do indeed see Harstems able to drop down this Stargate, and that's now on the way up here. So, Stargate just coming up. It's going to be about halfway done. Natural Command Center going to finish up. CC going to be on the way as well. About halfway done at the moment. I'm just going in towards, I mean, super fast free CC, right? It's just really playing a bit of a greedy TVP here from the get-go, and Harstems, will he be able to punish that? Well, with a Stargate, I mean, the Oracle will be able to pick and poke and get some info, but probably won't be able to do too much damage at all. I'm just going to see that Oracle being chrono boosted out at the moment. So Oracle just being chronoed, about halfway done at the moment. And it's going to be finishing up very, very soon, so it's about 75% of the way done. Gonna follow it across the map in a moment or so. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Alright, here we go. So Oracle coming down towards the bottom left hand side. As we're looking to be seeing just what it can get up to. Stimpack and plus one attack on the way from Björn, of course. I mean, really just going into as much bio as possible for him at the moment. There's a few of those Marines on the way up, and well, I mean, it's a good split of Marines between the natural and the main to stay very safe here. This Oracle should not really be able to do too much at all as it comes on down in this direction here. Just gonna see the Marines coming in, just on to target down the Oracle. So Oracle taking a little bit of damage there and just get pushed away. Next is on the way up on the third base. It's really just kind of a nice slow start up here from both players. We see Stim about halfway done, plus 1 attack is about halfway done. I'm just going to be seeing the barracks is coming in as well. Factory comes down, is about halfway done too. Everything seems to be about halfway done at the moment. The Oracle's going to move on forwards, and they are going to be coming in towards the main, so it's going to be popping through. Revelation comes down. Marines are able to turn those Oracles away for now, though. And a few more Stalkers of Harstems coming up in towards the center. Harstems just going to get ready to start being... Well, you know, he's been trying to poke and prod, but I guess not really too much else he can do, right? Because he didn't open Blink, so he doesn't have Blink on the map already, which I guess is what I'm sort of thinking. Like, maybe if he has Blink already, I guess we'll see what else is going on. We're going to see this Oracle or two just again overhead. We're going to see the Stasis Ward coming down. Awesome, just trying to control the middle of the map. Moving forwards with the Stalkers again, but again without Blink it's just a little bit risky. Two Oracles still trying to keep up with information, keep up to date with just what is going on exactly. Marines and a few more orders going to be popping out too. And Beyond going to start pushing across the map here. So Beyond's starting to make a push. Looks as though he'll be joining this army up with the couple of medevacs that are currently on the way out as well. So it looks as though that's all going to be coming in the near future. And we're going to see one Marine leads the charge into that Stasis Ward, which does get popped there. Now the two Oracles able to continue back over to the right hand side. So two Oracles going back over to the right hand side, and we'll look to see maybe what they can do here in the next few moments. I mean, it's really just information from these Oracles, trying to slow things down with the Revelation, with those bits and pieces as well, with those Stasis Wards. Beyond's army has come all the way around now and is getting ready to go in towards this third base. So getting ready to attack on into this. We're just going to be seeing the army of Beyond getting ready to stem in, and whoa, the force fields are not brilliant, so a lot of these bio units do get through, but the shield battery helps a lot. Even more bio coming on into this, and the Stalkers just keep on disappearing. Some probes are getting pulled in, a couple of Zealots warped in. Awesome, trying to fight this back. Stalkers here, able to continue fighting, pulling back a little bit, blinking away as well when possible. Now that Blink is finished, it helps a lot, and he might just about be able to push this away, but damage has been taken. Awesome's army is heavily battered and bruised. That which remains alive anyways. I mean, a lot of it's just straight up dead. Awesome though holds a 10 worker lead as Beyond sets up the third base, so his economy is still okay here. And so just wait to see what indeed will be happening next. Another couple of sentries warping in, going to be pulling back up towards this upper right hand side. A lot more of the bio still coming through the middle of the map, and so Beyond just getting ready for another attack here, just straight up bio mine. This time the mines will be introduced. He didn't have them for the last fight. This time he will likely have them though, so that's nice to see. So you just see the couple Oracles taking a little bit of damage. The shield battery a little bit drained of energy from the last fight. Widow mines go off on the Zealots as they pull back, so they don't even friendly fire splash forwards onto that bio. As we're just going to be seeing still this little bit of back and forth here, and one Widow mine gets picked off. Still Stalkers and sentries gathering on the third as Björn just being very cautious, repositioning, relocating. Obviously the revelation on the army allows him to know, where, what's going on and where. Now stemming in a couple of Stalkers taking some damage, and Zealots can continue taking some hits as well. Zealots continue to take some shots right there, and as you're going to see the bio continue to fight in towards the Stalkers. Another couple of sentries going to go down, and just going to be seeing again this army continuing to fight. Another sentry, another Stalker, and this is pretty much it right now. As you're going to see the last few Stalkers going down, and that really is going to be it. So Stalkers are all gone. Björn is pretty much got access to this third base, and Harstems knows it. He types out the well played GG, and that is going to be Björn with the 4-1